Hello, welcome. Today, we're going to look at what we can do if while we're reading we come across a word we don't know. Um, Essentially, we have to treat this like it's a mystery, like we're detectives. A crime has been committed. We have to figure out what the crime is, or who committed the crime. Except this time, the crime is a word, and who did it is the definition. So we're going to become word detectives. Word detectives. And as word detectives, we're using context clues. All right, so using context clues is what will help us to determine what these words mean that we don't know. All right, so we're going to split our paper up into 5 sections. 1, 2, and 5. Okay, so we'll split it up into 5 sections. And we're going to look at 5 different context clue strategies that you have that will help you determine what words are that you're not sure. So the first one is the definition in the sentence. This is the easiest way. Is there a meaning in the sentence? So we're going to go with definition. Or meaning. All right, and you can look for this in the sentence. So, the marsh. This is not a word you come across every day. Marsh. The marsh or swamp was a muggy place. All right. So you can see from the sentence that marsh could mean swamp. All right. It gives you the definition of the word marsh in the sentence. The marsh or swamp, so those two are interchangeable, you can tell by the way the sentence is written, was a muggy place. And so if you're asked what could marsh mean, swamp is in the sentence. That gives you the definition right there. Let's look at another one. Let's look at another strategy, because it's not always that easy. It's not always that the definition is in the word, but sometimes they give you examples. Sometimes they give you examples, and what you need to look for if you're trying to use the examples context clue strategies, you need to look for words similar to like, such as, or, etc. Words like that. And so, for example, a device such as a phone, iPad, or laptop can be expensive. And so, what you can take from the examples context clue strategy is that We've heard the word device, but it can have various meanings. So device in this sentence, based on the examples that are given, the examples being phone, iPad, or laptop, a device in this sentence is some sort of technological piece. This is probably referring to online school, maybe. So you can see it has the such as in there. That's what lets you know the examples are coming. What do all the examples have in common? They're a technology piece that maybe could help with online school. So looking for examples, those are two strategies. The third one is word parts. Now this is the one that we've practiced before when I give you those stem lists with all the partial words, and you'll get a new stem list every week. But that's because you can use word parts to determine the meaning of words. So is there a prefix or suffix? Is there a prefix or suffix or even a root word? So, for example, bi, right? Let's say you didn't know what the word biology meant. You know it's a class, you know it's a science class, but what does the word biology mean? Well, this is where word parts are important because if you take bio, that means life, and ology means study. You can put together that biology is the study of life. And so that's why these word parts or those stems that I give you are very important. The next one that we're going to look at, are there synonyms? Are there synonyms that you can use to help determine a word? Synonyms. And synonyms mean the same. You can They both start with an S. Synonym and same both start with an S. So are there any words that mean the same? And so how about the fox raced swiftly across the field? The fox raced swiftly across the field. And so, well, using our context clues again and the word swiftly, the fox raced. And we know race, if you're in a race, you're running fast. Um, so is there another word that we could replace with swiftly? Quickly. The fox raced quickly across the field. And so we place it into the sentence. Sentence doesn't change. So now we can figure out that swiftly probably means quickly or fast. And we did that by looking at synonyms or trying to find words that mean the same thing that wouldn't change what's going on in the sentence. Now, the last strategy and tool that we have is the opposite of synonyms, and this is called antonyms. Spell this word wrong. Opposites. Antonyms are opposites. Okay? And so she knew the cup wasn't fragile, and fragile being the word. when she felt it wasn't glass. All right? And so she knew the cup wasn't fragile when she felt it wasn't glass. And so even if we didn't know what fragile means, we can piece together, we can use our own personal experiences to know if we had a glass cup, it's easily breakable. So she knew it wasn't fragile when she felt it wasn't glass. So if it's plastic, that means it's not breakable. So we've put together that the opposite is not breakable. So then fragile must mean breakable. Now, as the year goes on, we're going to add to our word detective context clue strategies. But for now, these are the 5 that you can easily use and identify to help figure out words that you do not know. If you're in the middle of a text or a reading, do not get hung up on the words that you don't know. Just annotate it in the reading, underline, circle, highlight it, and you can always come back using the context of the story or article as a whole to help determine what that word means. It doesn't necessarily have to be just that sentence. You could finish the paragraph and then try to determine what that word means. But we're going to stop with these 5 for right now. Be sure that you have this chart. And like I said, these are the 5 simple examples. We're going to add to this so that we can become better readers through becoming word detectives and using our context clues. If you have any questions, reach out to me. And as always, you have a great day.